viewers, it's April with Cricut-Crafting and more. I just wanted to show you guys today, a couple of people had asked me about putting together the Cricut marker box. And I'll show you a couple that I've done. This one is for my Spectrum Noirs. I've used the Black Magic Coordinations paper on there, and it holds, I believe it was 48 Spectrum Noir markers, or 36, it might be 36, because they are a little bit larger than the others. You have to do these, the measurement from the barrel here, because that's the widest part of that. I had to modify that file. I had shared it previously, but I have modified it because I felt that the pins were just too tight to go in there. And so if you got it prior to this video, go ahead and click the link below for the Spectrum Noirs and change and save it. Save that file for this because it has been modified and it does work now. I just felt the other was really tight and I wasn't happy with it. The other one that I did is the Cricut marker. I also used the Coordinations paper on this. This the Black Magic. It's black on one side, colored on the other. I'm going to show you guys like this. And then you sand it to get this distressed look. And here is mine. I have my jelly rolls and my Cricut pens in this one. And then I also did one, and the links for all of these are below. I also did one for the Copics. Now the Copics have to stay sideways, stored. So the way that I have this set up, I did put a panel in the bottom of mine, an extra panel, so that the pins would stick out further, so for easier getting them out for me to grab them. But you can certainly turn it back up, leave that bottom panel out. I believe that's in that file for the Copics, because if you use that bottom panel, the lid's not going to go back on there. But I didn't care because I store mine like this open so that I can get them, because I use them more often than I use any of my others. So that, and all three files, you're going to find all three files, one for the Cricut, one for the Spectrums, and the one for the Copics in the description below. Let me set these out of the way really quickly, and I'll show you how it's assembled, because that's what a couple of people were asking me about. They weren't sure about the assembly. This, I've already glued this one in place, but you're going to cut them. They're going to look like this, and of course you're going to fold them on the scores, fold in the tabs on these, and fold them down. Basically that's it. I only glue here and here, and then here and here on these. I'm not going to glue that one into this box. I've already put my panels and things on it. This is a 6x6 paper mache box. I do have another video showing you how to make inserts for any size box, because you can't stretch these and make them work because of the hole sizes in each one. When you stretch them or shrink them, you shrink the hole sizes and the pins won't fit. So, but I did do a video showing you how to do those. So I'm not going to glue mine in. I didn't on my others. I didn't have to glue this bottom one in. And every box is going to be different. So you may have to play on it just a little bit if it's too tight. If it's too loose, you may want to throw some tape with your ATG on there and toss it in. But just kind of work that in and push it down to the bottom after you've glued that together. If you're having a problem and it's wrinkling up like that one is, you can just take a pin or something and push it in there, and if it won't stay after that, then I would shoot a little glue and hold it down. But like I said, I'm not leaving mine, so I'm not going to glue mine in, and mine pressed in pretty good and stayed. It's snug, and that's what you want. If it's too loose, then it's going to create problems for you. And then again, let's move that to the side. I just glue these 4 tabs. That's a little more glue than I needed, but I'm going to go with it. Just glue those in. I need to refill my bottle. I've got a bigger bottle. I am using art glitter glue, and you can get that from maymaymadeit.com. And they also sell it on Amazon, I believe. But I usually get mine. I get my big bottles from Maymay. She ships pretty quick, so. All right, and then you have that. Once that dries, I would let it dry well. And just a note, when you do your Copics, it does matter how you put this in because the Copics are oval. And if your ovals in the bottom don't line up with the ovals in the top, you're not going to be able to get your pins in there. So just beware of that if you're using the Copic one. But you just want to kind of snugly get this in. And you want to get it down just a little bit so that your pins will come up so that you can grab them. If they're flush, it's going to make it hard to grab. So you just want to kind of get it even all the way around. And you can do that by fixing yourself just a small strip of paper or whatever and measuring it and pulling it up on each side. But when it looks pretty even all the way around, then you can shoot a little bead of glue and then press your sides in. Like I said, I'm not gluing mine because I'm going to use this box for something else because I've got all of my pins stored already. But you're just going to shoot a little bead of glue in there and just hold it till it's dry. That way, when it pulls, it'll keep everything nice and tight. Once you have that in there, then you'll want to glue on your panel. And again, I'm not going to glue mine in there. I'm not going to use it for this purpose. But glue in your little decorative panel if you want. You don't have to have that. And that is basically it. All of the panels, the lids, of course, that's not going to fit anywhere but there. So that's self-explanatory. There is a slight score on this. It's hard to see with this black magic paper, but there is an L scored on here somewhere, like right here, telling me that that's for the lid. The other one is scored with a B, and that's the bottom of the box. All the rest are the side panels, so I only felt the need to mark 2 of those for you guys because the rest were self-explanatory. And I'm going to show you how this black magic paper works. Let me show you. Just on the inserts themselves, I use the Canson watercolor. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. This is 140 pound. You'll want to use that, or if you don't have that or don't want to get that, these come in a lot of your 12 by 12 paper packs. You can use a cereal box, you can use a coffee box, something sturdy, because these panels are going to get a lot of use with your pins going in and out, and you want something sturdy. I wouldn't use normal cardstock for that. Now, I'll leave you a link for this. You can get it on Amazon, but I'm going to be honest with you guys. Amazon is one of my affiliates, and I do get a few pennies if you shop there. But you can get that Canson watercolor paper for $9, $10 at Walmart. It's $29, $30 at your Hobby Lobbies and your Michaels and everywhere. But you can get those 11 by, I believe it was 14s, or 15 it might be, at Walmart for 10 bucks. And that's my first pack, and I've made several things using it. I use the extra for card bases, for panels, watercolor panels, and so it's well worth it for me. This is the Black Magic paper that I was telling you about, and the only place that I have found this is at Amazon. I will leave you a link for that. Other people may be carrying it now. I don't know. I just know that I got mine off of Amazon. And it's, like I said, black on one side, color on the other. And you just cut your panels or whatever you're going to use yours for out of that stock. Then I ran mine through an embossing folder. On this particular one, I'm using the Cuttlebug. This is one of the, I think 9 by 12. No, it's a 5.5 by 12 folder. The lid one fits almost completely in there. So you're going to have a little bit of an edge that doesn't quite make it into that. I do have some folders that it would have fit in, but I didn't want to use those. I wanted to use this pattern, and that little edge didn't matter to me since this is for my storage of my pens and stuff. I didn't feel that it really mattered. If I were giving it as a gift or something, it would have mattered to me. But you just take that paper and take a piece of sandpaper. I get this at the Dollar Tree. This is 60 grit. It comes in a assorted pack with 60, 180, 120, I believe. But I just grab a piece for the paper. It doesn't really matter. And you just lightly sand it. And all of the color pops through on that. The more you sand, the more that'll come through. And I'm not going to stand here and let you guys watch me sand. You get it. But this is how it ends up looking after you finish sanding it. And then you just glue your panels on in place. And then that will complete your marker box. That's how simply it goes together. And the reason I use the paper mache boxes is for the sturdiness. I mean, because these will hold a lot of weight. I'm pressing really hard on those. They don't collapse because these pens are expensive, and we all know they need to be stored with cap down or horizontally, and this allows us to do that and store them properly so that the ink stays at the tips. Your Spectrum Noirs are stored opposite because you squeeze those to bring the inks down to the tips of those. So I set those up for you. The files are down below. And if you have any questions or any problems putting it together or even creating one from the other video, please come over to the Facebook group, Cricut-Crafting, and shoot me a line, shoot me a message. I'll be happy to help you. You can also leave a message down below with YouTube. That's fine too. If you like this video and want to see more like it, please give me a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And if you're not a member of the Facebook group, come on over and join us. We have lots of fun. There's giveaways, all sorts of things going on. And you have a wonderful crafting day. Thanks for joining me.